When you can't make it to City Hall or the school board meetings, local journalists from Duluth News Tribune will be there to report the facts and get your questions answered. Local news works for you. Stay up to date at duluthnewstribune.com.
Hello, Northlanders. It's Tuesday, June 6th. I'm Wyatt Buckner with your Duluth News Tribune Minute, presented by Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union.
The average MPECU member saves over $785 a year in better rates and lower fees. And with MPECU, every ATM is your ATM. With their free checking program, you get ATM fee reimbursements at any ATM anywhere in the U.S. Check out Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union's services online at mpecu.com or visit their offices in downtown Duluth, Arrowhead Road, or Miller Trunk Highway.
Now here's a look at today's headlines. As the city of Duluth considers how best to reshape its downtown public library space, it is asking the public for guidance. Toward that end, it has invited community members to an open house from 5 to 7 p.m. today at the Harrison Community Center at 3002 West 3rd Street, where it will explore ideas for a shared facility that could one day house both the library and the Duluth Workforce Center. Participants will be asked to fill out a survey available in advance online or on site at the open house. You can find a link to that survey at duluthnewstribune.com. The current library has been flagged as outdated, inefficient, and oversized for the amount of staff the city can afford to retain. Security issues also have emerged as a growing concern. Library manager Carla Powers said she hopes for broad community input from users of all ages and backgrounds. The event will feature children's activities, snacks, and book giveaways. Additional input sessions will follow in the weeks to come, including some pop-up gatherings at community events across the city before drawings for a new facility take shape. It's not yet clear if the existing downtown library will be remodeled or if a new structure might be built in its place. A bone-dry May at the head of the lakes helped slow what had been a rapid rise of Lake Superior's water level. The Big Lake rose 3.1 inches in May, less than the usual nearly 4-inch increase for the month, according to the International Lake Superior Board of Control. Lake Superior now sits 10.2 inches above the average level for June 1st, and is 5.5 inches above the June 1st level of 2022. After dropping back to normal water levels during the historic drought of 2021, Lake Superior rose for much of 2022 and appeared to be going even higher after record snowfall across the western portions of the lake over the winter. But May was both warm, 2 degrees above normal, and dry in Duluth, seeing only 0.8 inches of rain, less than 1/4 the usual amount of 3.34 inches, according to the National Weather Service data. It was the third driest May since records had been kept starting in 1872. Much of the Northland is listed as abnormally dry, but with June also shaping up as drier than usual so far, could be headed into an official drought. Lake Superior generally rises from April to August each year and then slowly drops over the fall and winter. Unusually high water levels tend to increase shoreline erosion around the Big Lake, while lower than normal levels can hamper boat and ship access to landings and harbors. Now here's Dan Williamson with a special guest.
Thank you very much, Wyatt. I'm joined by one of our colleagues, the great Jay Gabler, Duluth News Tribune arts and entertainment reporter. And Jay, you're working on a story that we'll be able to read in Wednesday's print edition of the Duluth News Tribune. We can also find it online prior at duluthnewstribune.com. And we're talking about Trans Joy Fest.
That's right. This Saturday, we'll see the second annual Trans Joy Fest happening at Gitche-O-Dea-King. It's the park formerly known as Lake Walk Park, right alongside the lakeside in downtown Duluth. Organizers promise music, art, food, education, and activities for all ages.
As far as takeaways go, Jay, what was your biggest takeaway from this story?
I was interested to learn a little bit more about the background of this event. I was able to stop by last year and enjoyed the joyful, fun vibes, and organizers explained that the genesis of Trans Joy Fest is a little bit different than a typical Pride celebration, the big annual Pride celebrations that happen here in Duluth and in the Twin Cities and elsewhere around the world. And organizers explained that, Pride, although today it's a very joyful, celebratory event, it grew out of a protest against, mistreatment of the LGBTQ community in New York and elsewhere. Whereas Trans Joy Fest was specifically founded to be an opportunity for members of the trans and gender expansive communities and all allies and people who want to stop by and be part of the celebration to just enjoy a safe, welcoming space of joy for all ages.
For our audience, our readers out there, what do you hope they take away from this story?
I hope they appreciate after reading the story how much care has gone into organizing this event, how much intentionality there is, how much interest there is in the event, and how much work the organizers have put in to creating this space where everybody can feel welcome to be their true selves, welcome to come with their families, their friends, join members of the community in this joyful, safe space that celebrates the fact that, in the words of organizer Anna Kruger, Duluth is becoming a trans mecca. So there's a lot to celebrate around this event, and organizers are hoping that this will just be the second of many annual instances of the Trans Joy Fest in Duluth.
Jay, we appreciate your time.
Thanks, Dan.
And again, you can find Jay's article in Wednesday's print edition of the Duluth News-Tribune. You can also find it online prior at duluthnewstribune.com. Wyatt, back to you.
Thanks, Dan. Now here's a look at your forecast, brought to you by the Superior Telegram's history podcast, Archive Dive.
Weather for the Duluth area today, another cool day with mostly sunny skies and breezy conditions. High temperatures only in the low 60s thanks to the wind coming off the lakes. Going into tonight, temperatures in the upper 40s, and then another day of breezy, mostly sunny weather in the low 60s for Wednesday. Slightly warmer on Thursday with high temperatures in the upper 60s. I'm Storm Tracker meteorologist Robert Pointer.
Thank you to Archive Dive for their support. The monthly history podcast, hosted by Superior Telegram reporter Maria Lockwood, dips into the archives of historic events, people, and places around Superior and Douglas County. You can find the latest episode of Archive Dive at superiortelegram.com or wherever you also get this podcast. Reporting for today's episode was done by Peter Passy, John Myers, and Jay Gabler. Thank you for listening to Duluth News Tribune Minute. Have a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.